So some of the new projects that we're doing at IMM, we have two things in the works, and I'm pretty excited about both of them. So I don't know if I could really weigh in heavier on one than the other. But the first one is a very serious adaptation of Little Red Riding Hood. It's just called Red, and it's sort of her travels through the woods to help her Aunt Louise open up a bakery. And she meets different animals along the way, and she learns different life lessons along the way that have already been taught to her by her Aunt Louise. This is going to be a lot of fun. First of all, I'd written the play, a full-length stage play, 2 hours, I kid you not. And now we're making it an animated series, which is hysterical to me. I think it's great. And why is it hysterical to me is because it's going to happen in-house. To be able to see something that you wrote come to life on a screen with music and with an opening song for the whole show, 6 episodes that could carry on afterwards. I just think that's fantastic. The second thing we're doing is another series called Junkyard Gems, or the Junkyard series. We're not really settled on a name yet, but it takes place in a junkyard because most cultures have junkyards, and these are life lessons that the kids are going to learn. The Red series, it's about 5 minutes per episode, but this one, the Junkyard series, is 15 minutes per episode. And we are outsourcing that to a company in Egypt, and where they're doing a lot of the work. I have written the basics for each episode, but someone will be writing the script, and it's 3D. Red is happening in 2D. So the 3D really excites me, and they've already given us a few samples of things, and I was very thrilled with what they sent us. The good thing about Red is that theoretically it could come out in half a year, like 6 months from now. The other one, the 3D, the Junkyard series, that will be a couple of years just to even begin. Also, money-wise, the second one is a boatload of money that we will need. And I know that sounds daunting, but not to me. I really believe that if people believe in what we're doing and they see what we're doing and know the far-reaching effects of animation and what IMM does, that we will not have any problem with the money. But yeah, we're talking, $500,000. No small thing.
The exciting thing, though, is every bit of money that we get, we could do more episodes. I mean, that sounds crazy, like more than half we could go even further. So the characters can be adapted for more episodes. So it's like if God gives us an outpouring, there could be more to these stories. And I think that's, I love the potential of that. It's like an excitement of how far it could go. Of course, we're all familiar with how much people are using the internet and things like that. And so these shorter pieces are going to be very popular with the distribution partners we have because of those lengths. I think those are going to be really key for them to be able to use them in that way. Also for a local church to pick them up and use them during children's ministry. I think that's going to be a really cool opportunity. I love that IMM has the big picture of being on satellite all the way down to one guy in one town working with kids on a street or something like that. So it's a really exciting opportunity.
Yes, and the fact that it can be used in churches or smaller venues, we're also including a kind of curriculum with Red. And we might do it with the other too, but right now I'm working on a curriculum that they can use to explain the episode. And like the episode would be the main teaching point of that day for Sunday school or children's church, and then other things will go around it. So that's a lot of fun to create,
And the very very first children's program that IMM worked on, Boulevard des Enfants, had a coloring book and a curriculum that went all over the French world. I mean, this was back when you were printing and you were making VHS tapes and we were shipping things all around the world. But, you know, you think how useful that was to the body of Christ at the time.
There are things that just don't go out of style, you know, and especially for children. One time I was using a film strip projector for a show I was doing for kids, and everybody was laughing at me. And they said, this is like so old school, a film, you know, beep, and then you change the picture. And these kids were like this. They were glued to the screen. I said, see, you can use stuff with kids over and over again, some of the same things. And I would like to agree with you on the outpouring of money for these projects. Can we agree together?
Yes,
All
of
right.
course.